So I think there's two things that every golfer should have in their house at all times, right? One is a practice putting green, because we know it's really hard to get practice putting, right? It's one of the last things we do. Here's a picture of mine. But I think the second thing is a nice short club for you to have your hands on the club at least every day for 5 to 8 minutes, right? If you call golf your sport, you got to have one of these laying around the couch, laying around your bed, laying around the living room, just anywhere where you can sneak a little practice in, because we know sometimes there's days before we actually get to touch a club sometimes. So I want to kind of show you what we do. I teach golf schools where we have a section where we just do it indoors after lunch. We spend about 15 minutes with these short clubs with everybody, okay? And when the school starts, it's about 85%, 90% of the guys there and gals, we need to make a grip change. They're just not gripping the club correctly. We get the short club in their hands. We get them away from hitting a ball. We get them really just kind of feeling and sensing where their hands should be. And we see just some really big grip transformations, okay? Remember, the grip controls the orientation of the face, but also it's a big power source, right? There's a lot coming out of our hands and arms when they're well educated to hit the ball farther. So let me show you what I do. I'm going to sit down here. You go ahead and hop in from behind. We're going to show you exactly how you'd want to kind of work on your grip at home, just me and you. So, one of the first things that you want to do when you're practicing at home is let's put our lead hand on correctly, okay? And if the club is down on the ground at address, there's pretty much zero chance of you doing a good grip. So I like to have it at about a 45-degree angle, right? This would be just 90 degrees to the ground, so 45. I'm just holding it somewhere down here by the shaft and my trail hand. And then I'm going to put my lead hand on, which this is very important. This kind of sets the stage for both hands, right? I'm going to place my lead hand on, and you notice when I do it, I already have a little bend or a little hinge in my wrist, okay? And you check it out here, the V between my forefinger and thumb is already starting to form. So as I go to place it on there, I've got it kind of down. These are called your phalanges. It's the base of my fingers just right here. So I've got a little hinge, a little V down in the phalanges. Bang, my left hand is on really good there, okay? I'm checking the relationship to the club face. It's looking pretty square. Now I get my lead arm just out in front of me where I've got some extension, okay? Some things you can do from here is just go ahead and let go of your last 3 fingers. So I'm going to let go of my last 3 fingers, and I'm just going to, my last 3 fingers and my thumb, and I'm going to practice just levering the club up and down. That's a good check to make sure the club is in the right place in your hand. This little heel pad of mine is on top of the grip. That's what something, that it's tough to get the grip in the right place. Many times we see this where it's up in the palm. Okay, so we're down in the phalanges, got a little hinge, we got a little V, and then I've got the heel pad on top. Now I've got a lot of leverage just standing here. I could do a lot with this golf club just with that hand alone. Okay, now the right hand, as you go to put it on, you notice the lifeline here, this nice little curved line, that's perfectly made to fit right where my left thumb is. So you see that line up, this lifeline here with my lead thumb, okay? And the right hand, when you put it on, it's basically just, look how much of my palm is not even on the club. It's basically just lying in those same phalanges on that side. So base of the fingers, right? The medical term is phalanges, so down there. And as I go to wrap it on, I'm going to ensure that I get my lifeline perfectly in there. And then I've got a little V, right? The V is this little tight crease with the forefinger and thumb. I've got a little V with the right hand. All right, now your arm sequence at address, right? Once you get the grip on there, my lead arm is straight, my trail arm is bent. One thing I can feel with the grip, some of the pressure points, is this lead knuckle, right? This knuckle here up against the shaft, that's the one that senses if the club face is open, square, or closed. So as we're coming down, we can feel pressure on that knuckle. You even feel lag pressure or some shaft tension as you come into the ball. The middle 2 fingers of my right hand, that's a pressure point. The last 3 fingers of my left hand, as I go to push down, it's another pressure point. And then right here where my lifeline meets my left thumb, when I go to push down, I'm also feeling some pressure points right there. So there's a little pressure right on top of that thumb as I go to hinge and lever that club.
Hey, it's your coach Zach Allen here, and when it comes to the golf swing, I've seen and tried it all.
but nothing is proven as effective as the concept I'm about to share with you now. It is the single most powerful piece of golfing advice I've ever come across. In fact, I would go so far as to call it a magic move. Since I don't have the time in this short video, I've put together a 3-part web class where I teach you exactly how to put it to use in your game. Nothing held back. I call it my Magic Move Training Series, and you can get the entire thing free of charge by clicking the link in the description below. You won't find these videos anywhere else, so go ahead, click the link right now, and I'll send you the first session right away. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to that lesson. Okay, now here we go. I got the arms. My lead arm is out in front. Trail arm is slightly bent. Now we're going to work on kind of some arm rotation. So I'm just standing in the chair, just pivoting the club in a nice little circle. So my lead forearm rotates this way. My trail arm just externally folds. And I feel some good athletic tension here. This feels nice and structured and strong. The club feels very loaded just from here to here. But boy, I feel like I'd really want to hit a ball and hit it really good just with my hands on the club properly, a nice loaded backswing. And then what I would do from here, so you notice how we're just going to reverse it on this other side. Now I'm going to go to rotation on this side, okay? So it goes from lead arm straight to trail arm straight. And my elbows are just folding on both sides. So here's my backswing, here's my through swing. Kind of like a little bit of a windshield wiper move, right? A little bit of a semicircle. So backswing, through swing, backswing, through swing. Bring it out in front again. Here's our address position. Really good to be able to feel that. So we spend some time doing that, and you would be shocked and amazed at how much better you're going to start to hit the golf ball. A little bit of grip training goes such a long ways because it's our only attachment to the club. We've had students in golf schools doing this now for a period of time. And, you know, it was always a little frustrating, to be honest with you, to work with people's grips because they'd always slip back to what was comfortable. So I had about, 15 of these built up, these little short clubs. And we spend time indoors in the restaurant, about 10, 12 minutes. Everybody gets it, and you get a good grip for the rest of your life. But heck, why not just keep practicing it? It feels so good, right? Your hands are just comfortably on that club. We've all had that sensation when we're playing golf of, my hands just don't feel right? They just don't feel, they don't feel like, it feels like my right hand's different, my left hand, I'm gripping it tighter, gripping it softer. This really helps you feel very comfortable once you get out on the golf course. Because once your hands don't feel right, you'll start to make some weird swings, some quick swings, some handsy swings. So just standing there playing with the club like this, next time you got your favorite show, really makes a giant difference in just your hand's ability to perform under pressure, right? Like I said, it's the only attachment to the club. So once you get it worked right, you're on your way. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and just put them down below. This is the Shorty Club from Exotics Golf. There's a company called Claws in Effect. They make a short club, or the ones I made, I just had them cut down too. So it all works well. And you can obviously do it with a regular length club too. That's totally fine. You'll be working out your hands and arms a bit more, but totally fine. If you like that, here's another video that's kind of alludes a little more to what the proper hand and wrist action is. But if not, I will see you next week for the next video. Have a fantastic week, y'all.